high level overview, this pack's super comfortable. It's more durable. Which of those two do you want to start on? And we'll talk about the actual design and pack itself.
We can go into some durability real quick.
Okay.
It's an easy one to tackle. I mean, one of the things we wanted to accomplish was to make a lighter backpack than the current option that we have, because that is an advantage to kind of the person that this should appeal to. Somebody doing maybe higher mileage days, and so saving 5 ounces in a backpack is kind of a priority. That's the weight of your cook kit. It's substantial, and so if we're going to make a pack that we want to save some, reduce the weight on the pack itself, but not sacrifice like durability or comfort, then we had to put quite a bit of focus into like the materials that we're going to use and how we're going to use them to maintain, kind of our standards in terms of durability. There's not like a set like numerical value. It just means we didn't want to sacrifice durability or comfort. So we had to look at what we'd used in the past, look at other options we'd considered in the past, and look at things that we hadn't used or tested previously, and look at what's out there. And it was a very unrestricted process of really anything's on the table. And so we ended up going and getting some fabrics that we hadn't used before. We got some Ultra fabric from Challenge, and started making prototypes with that to test that out. And the reason why we kind of ended up with the Ultra 200 fabric is because it is in a weight class. It's a 200 denier woven fabric, but it's in the weight class of most 100D fabrics like Robic nylon or other 100D options out there. So it weighs the same, but it has like substantially more durability, especially when you're talking like tear resistance, cutting resistance, tensile strength, and especially abrasion resistance.
Which is a big one. That last one especially.
It's
over what was available before.
Especially it's a big one, again, for the high mileage user at the end of a long day or in the middle of a high exertion effort in the middle of your day's miles. Like, you don't really want to be having to gingerly put down something or worry about like, oh shoot, I set down my backpack on some sandstone or just stuff like that. Because I think everybody interested in this pack will be able to relate. You're tired and you want to just sit down for a minute and lift your feet up and eat or have a drink. So those, that's where the abrasion resistance is huge. And I mentioned some of the 100D like typical nylon fabrics, but we also mentioned earlier our reservations or slight lack of confidence in the common Dyneema fabrics out there. Those ones, that's where our reservations lie, is in the abrasion resistance of that fabric. And so to give you some like data, I guess, like the Ultra 200 fabric is 6 times more abrasion resistant than the heavier weight Dyneema fabrics that are on backpacks in the market right now. If there's a backpack in this ultralight category that's using DCF and it's the heavier version, this Ultra 200 fabric is 6 times more abrasion resistant, twice as much tensile strength and overall strength. Tear resistance is much stronger. And so
it's just like a big deal because I think accidents happen, right? Accidents happen. People poke holes in their pack somehow. But personally, the only way that I've worn out packs or is through abrasion. It's picking them up, setting them down. It's sliding in a truck bed. It's putting it up, on a rock. Or I had a friend, and hopefully he's okay with me saying this, but Dan Becker one time was telling me about he went through some slot canyon country out here in Utah with a DCF pack, and in one trip he just put holes all throughout the whole pack. One trip with sandstone and slot canyons and that kind of terrain. Just that pack was done, right? And so there's some serious reservations. I think that's the more common way people are breaking or wearing out backpacks is through abrasion, not necessarily, I don't know, something jabbed through the backpack or and if the pack's made right, like whatever, like something's not sticking through the pack, like a frame or, whatever it is. That's my thought on it is that abrasion, that's where most packs even get worn out to begin with. So 6 times more abrasive resistant than that in the same weight category. I mean, like this is a comparable weight fabric to 100 denier Robic nylon. So I don't know, I guess off the top of my head what like ounce per yard or whatnot a lot of the DCF options are out there, but
I
don't know if they're, so would this Ultra be slightly heavier or comparable to the heavier version of it?
It'll be comparable to like a DCH or DCF 150 in terms of weight. And then so that's kind of where we tested that out, and that's where we ended up going was making the whole pack bag out of Ultra 200 because we felt it had the best balance of durability and weight. Again, so we were able to keep a really, really lightweight fabric that has really good durability